In this episode of Dolce Vita, take a first look at the annual prestigious equestrian event.
Discover why people everywhere are obsessed with avocado.
Chat with contemporary artist Cindy Chow and appreciate her exquisite high jewelry design.
And try out a training system that improves strength and mobility.
Sports is an important part of Hong Kong people's lives. Not only do we have a strong passion for sports like football, basketball, volleyball, and even rugby, but we also host some of the major international sporting events in the city every year. We're always ready for some action.
Among all of the exciting events that we have and love, there is especially one event that's held every February that attracts a large audience.
Established in three of the world's most iconic cities, which include Paris, Hong Kong, and Lausanne, the Masters Series is renowned as one of the most prestigious equestrian events in the world.
This elite event combines show jumping, gastronomy, fashion, art, music, and spectacular shows, and will continue its journey and take place in Hong Kong in mid-February of this year.
Horse enthusiasts, sponsors, partners, and Hong Kong riders all gathered at the official press conference in Hong Kong today to welcome the return of this five-star equestrian event and to announce details of this elite show.
What makes Hong Kong a great show jumping destination compared to in Lausanne, Switzerland, or in Paris?
You know, we have the best of the sport. We are sport and lifestyle. We have an experience, we offer an experience for all the family. There are so many things to do in the Hong Kong Masters. And when we speak about sport and lifestyle and show lifestyles, it's completely tailor-made for Hong Kong.
And stepping into its 8th edition, what makes this year's event that much more special compared to previous editions?
After 7 editions, it will be the 8th one. You know, we are always more and more and more successful. I can feel the Hong Kong Masters is a place to be. A platform, international platform in Asia and to the rest of the world.
Is there any competition that's specifically created for this year's event in Hong Kong?
When I come to Hong Kong, and when we speak about stars, I can see all the jockeys, they are real stars. And this is what, with the Hong Kong Jockey Club, we create this racing of the riders, competition with the best riders from the world and the best jockeys from Hong Kong. This is something so fun, so exciting. It will be the Friday night to the Hong Kong Masters.
And I hear that we're going to see Arabian Horses this year. Can you tell us more about that?
But you know, every year we try to come with something new. And when we speak about Arabian Horses, we speak about the most beautiful horses in the world. We will present between 15 and 20 Arabian horses here in Hong Kong, and we will present these beauty horses, these wonderful, beautiful horses, like we present a fashion show.
Why do you think this event is a great opportunity for Asian riders?
But you know, I think when you come with the best show jumping in the world, when you come with the best show jumping in Asia, it's very important you have the best riders from Hong Kong and the best riders from Asia. We need to create a star system. What is the most important for local riders competing from this public? It's very important. We need to connect the local public and the Asian public to the sport. And the best ambassador is the Asian and the Hong Kong riders. And now I'm so proud about the Hong Kong team because they came back from Thailand with gold medals.
Yes.
This is something very important for the sport. This is something very important for the Hong Kong Equestrian Federation.
And it's very inspiring as well.
Exactly. It's exactly what we need.
Hi, Anis. Apart from the competition, what are the interesting parts that make this event more special and fun?
Besides the competition, it is an event also for the art, music, lifestyle, and a place for our family and kids. The Prestige Relays offer various lifestyle experiences from travel, fashion, well-being, and art. The Hobby Horse competition is a guaranteed fun for kids and family. It is about riding a horse without a horse, but with a hobby horse sticks. Kids get to understand better the sport through the experience, and they can practice it anywhere they want.
Hi, Jacqueline. So what drives you to participate in show jumping? How did it start?
It started as a typical extracurricular activity when I was young, and then it just got bigger from there. It's really a combination of two of my greatest passions, that is animals and sport.
So what makes you think that Hong Kong is a good place for show jumping?
think Hong Kong is a great place to host the Hong Kong Masters because it's an international hub. Besides the horse show, there's so much else to do. With the racing involved, I think it makes it quite a horsey place, and to bring another side of that to Hong Kong, I think makes it the place to do it.
What drives you to participate in show jumping, and how did you start?
Well, I always loved animals, and in this sport you compete with an animal, which is very unique in the sports world. So that's what drives me. That's what I love to do. Communicate with the horse as a partner, and yeah, that's very special, I think.
Man and horse in one. Where did you start actually show jumping? When did you decide?
Well, I was 14, and yeah, then I got hooked up with horses, started going to the stables. There were many pretty girls, of course.
Oh,
and,
is that what attracted you?
One of the things that attracted me, yeah.
The 3-day event showcases elite riders and show jumpers in world-class competitions while investing in and supporting up-and-coming riders and the industry as a whole across the region.
With less than a month before it starts, this prestigious and globally renowned event is going to be incredible. See you all next month!
There's a reason why avocado gets so much love, whether you're a meat eater or someone who has a more restrictive diet like keto or plant-based diet. Avocado's unique flavors and creaminess are perfect to satisfy both your dietary needs and your taste buds.
That's why avocado is called the king of superfood. When it comes to enjoying avocado, there's a lot more to just eating guacamole. If you're a fan of the green fruit, we know a place that can fulfill your cravings.
Not all fruit is born equal. Avocado's drastic growth in popularity has taken the fruit's status from being a symbol of healthy eating to a synonym for millennials' way of living.
Many restaurateurs have jumped on the bandwagon, and there is even an eatery that features all things avocado here in Hong Kong.
The way to people's heart is always through their stomachs. And Chef Raj has decided to incorporate avocados into wontons, a food that many Hong Kongers hold close to their hearts.
Served in a bowl of flavorful tuna broth, the wontons are filled with avo smash and topped with coriander. Simply delicious.
To choose best avocado, the best way is to see the color of the avocado. It should be like a darker. Sometimes even they are greenish, but they are ripe one. And the best way is to feel them on your palm. Like for example, you have avocado, just take and feel them on palm. And that's the one way. So it has to be soft, darker color. That's the one way how you do it. And to get the best avocados, if you want in terms of flavor, the color, the best come from the tropical region, like from Mexico. Even you are getting nowadays good avocados from Australia. Sometimes I find even good avocados from Indonesia. And the best part, I would like to say one thing, like it's avocado, but it is also called the alligator pear. It gets its name alligator pear because of its skin. And the shape is like a pear, so it's pear, and alligator because of its skin. So it has a new name, what people call it, alligator pear.
The soft green fruit gets even more buzz when it's paired with toast.
Unlike any avocado toast that you've had before, the chef has replaced the slice of bread with a piece of baked sweet potato. This refreshing combo is then topped with greens as well as Greek yogurt for some extra flavor.
My personal favorite dish is avo bun lobster. The reason behind it, it is a complete dish with a lot of nutritional value because it has a lobster which has a high in protein, calories, and same the avocado go there with a lot of like a vegetarian fats. So, and it has a nice sauce, very tangy tropical sauce from mango and passion fruit. And it comes with a side salad with a celeriac and mizuna.
Sometimes it's not just the nutritional value that makes a dish stand out.
You're right, Veron. Apart from the nourishing quality of this green burger with lobster, the chef has put a lot of effort into both dish presentation as well as creative pick of ingredients.
That's what we call a feast for both the eyes and the stomach.
Lena, the thing I love about avocados is its versatility. There are no rules on when you can eat avocado. Crack one open for breakfast, do a shake as part of lunch, and then in the afternoon when you're getting those cravings, do chips and dip.
You know, that sounds delicious. You'll have to make me one someday.
Sure.
And as everyone knows, the avocado is a very versatile ingredient, and without a doubt, it can go beyond a savory ingredient.
Who doesn't like the flavor and gooiness of brownies? Well, if you want to take your brownie game to the next level, try to add in some avocado for some extra creaminess.
This hearty piece of cake is perfect for snacking, as it satisfies the sweet cravings without having to feel too guilty about it.
When it comes to food, rule number 1 is to not overeat, especially to not overeat a single ingredient, because that would just kill your appetite. After the break, appreciate the irresistible allure of sparkling jewelry pieces.
And check out new ways to work out with simple tools.
Jewelry means to me it's a miniature of architecture, a miniature of sculpture. My family background influenced me a lot because my grandfather, he was an architect, and a lot of his works now classified as a national monument in Taiwan. And my father, he was a sculptor, so very much so we use the technique and skill that my father passed on to me to hand sculpt the pieces. And the architectural mindset, which makes our work different, which has a very strong 360-degree, 3-dimension. This is very much from my family background, besides the traditional jewelry training, which is very much so. They started from jewelry design from 2D, which is sketch. So sketch from what we do, it's very much like second step of the process. So we do the reverse. So we do the sculpture first to design the pieces. So this is from what I learned and where I grew up from an artistic family. I think really makes me difference is I never use a traditional way to design my pieces as jewelry pieces. And very much so, like I use the architect mindset and sculptor's skill to start to create my pieces. So if you ask me, I don't think I'm a traditional jewelry designer, but it's very much a revolutionary as a jewelry artist. And working with European team to use the different material to help me to produce all of the significant pieces.
Having studied in New York at the Fashion Institute of Technology and the Gemological Institute of America, Cindy started her own company in Taiwan back in 2004.
With her skillful craftsmanship and desire to bring her pieces closer to artistic perfection, Cindy rose to international fame quickly and prominently and became one of the most famous Asian contemporary artists.
So Cindy, what are some challenges you've encountered while designing a jewelry piece?
The way that I design pieces is a little bit different than other traditional jewelry, because we do the wax sculpting first, which is the skill and technique that my father passed on to me.
Okay.
And we started to sculpt the wax, and then we casting into titanium made, which a lot of masterpieces we try to use titanium to produce.
Okay.
The reason we're using this special material because titanium is the hardest metal in the world, but therefore titanium is extremely light, so which makes the collectors and people are easier to wear as a significant pieces. When I was invited to Paris Biennale, and I worked with my team, I wanted to make one of my significant collection, which is winter collection, back to 2007. And at the time, I wanted to make this winter necklace, which we collected about 6,000 diamonds across over the world, and we used a lot of specific oval diamond to make this necklace. So I remember the process, and as I mentioned, titanium is the hardest metal to make.
Right.
So the challenging itself is much harder than regular metal. I remember the process took like 3 years. Wow. And of course, there's so much fights in between me and French guys, you know, like
ateliers.
Yes, ateliers. And finally, when the pieces was done, which was a week before we were going to Biennale.
It's a short time to finish.
This was a very short time.
Right.
It's a really last minute to make it. And I remember my craftsman told me, like, Cindy, do not contact me in the next 2 months. I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to hear anything from you, because the entire whole process lasts almost 3 years. It's a painstaking process, because we actually try to make the pieces never exist before.
Right.
Which is very hard for your craftsman to try to visualize what exactly do you want.
Right, yeah.
So even though I make the wax sculpting, but still there are a lot of undulations, you know, a lot of settings, 3-dimension, and especially with special material, which makes the whole process much tougher than the regular setting and the produce.
Okay, now speaking of that winter necklace you made, was that one of your most significant pieces, or what would you say is the most significant piece you've ever designed?
There's one piece which is very special to me, which is my annual butterfly.
Right.
Which was the one actually inducted by 2010 by Smithsonian Museum. And the reason I mentioned about this annual butterfly was because at the time I was only 36 years old.
Right.
When I inducted my annual butterfly. I think it gives me a lot of courage and drive too. Because I remember there were a press conference.
Right.
So there were like over 100 medias came to the museum and to see this annual butterfly. There's an induction ceremony.
Right.
And I asked curator, why Cindy Chow? Why induct a piece which is a living jewelry Asian artist? Because in the museum, we all know they induct and collect a lot of historical pieces.
Yes.
So I remember curator answered, we as a museum and institution, we have such responsibility to preserve future vintage. So at the moment, I was 36 years old, and I started to think about all my pieces will be seen hundreds years from now.
Yeah.
So it changed my mindset so much. Like, okay, so what I'm actually going to design is going to leave future generation to look at 21st century pieces. So, and also curator said, we believe Cindy Chow's pieces is something that really represent 21st century jewelry art. I would say butterfly would be something very significant to my collection.
The long working hours culture in Hong Kong has put Hong Kongers' both mental and physical health at risk for years. Working long shifts means not getting enough exercise, but there are plenty of ways to increase physical activity throughout your day. Sometimes we just need to make small changes in your daily routine, such as taking the stairs, going for a lunch walk, or simply exercising with a single simple tool.
Using simply a stick as a tool, a lot of people believe this training is a revolutionary system that can build a stronger body for better movement. Combining joint mobilization, strength training, and deep fascial stretching, this is a comprehensive training aimed at increasing athletic performance.
Named the bow and arrow, this movement helps to teach the user how to manipulate their scapula in all planes of motion.
Applying this movement in all directions from forward, backward, and laterally for 6 to 10 second reps, this move is an excellent way to stretch your lateral line from your feet to your arms.
If you are looking for an exercise to increase range of motion in the shoulder and lateral bending capabilities, then you have to try the snake reach exercise.
Get into a half-kneeling stance with both hands, grasp the sticks in both directions for 30 seconds to a minute, and you'll feel a huge stretch in a vast range of muscles.
What makes this exercise interesting is most of the engagement comes from muscles that we don't get to use on a day-to-day basis. So it is especially good for those who work behind the desk most of the time.
Apart from using the stick to help unlock and strengthen areas of your body needed to access your full potential, training with 2 sticks gives the user more stability and safety as he or she develops movements and coordination.
Stand shoulder width apart and squat. This movement can strengthen your lower body muscle as well as your core muscle.
For fitness enthusiasts, this exercise is essential for athletics and daily activities as it can improve your balance and posture.
This single leg hinge pattern exercise along with the sticks give added stability to help guide the body into a better position.
I know my body well, and it always takes time to warm up and stretch my body to increase my flexibility before any exercises. And this stick offers different movements and styles which can strengthen my mobility. Now I know what to prepare next.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find out more about what we have introduced, remember to log on to our website.
It's a time to come together and get yourself ready for the Lunar New Year. Besides tucking into a lavish reunion dinner, we'll also bring you ideas to make your kids look stylish for the New Year celebrations. And we'll talk with different young female